Police in Mwingi town fired tear gas to disperse protesters who had lit bonfires and blocked the road at Garissa stage, demanding justice over recent killings in the area. The demonstrations were sparked by the death of a 14-year-old boy as well as last week's killings of 7 people in 𝐄𝐚𝐬𝐭𝐥𝐞𝐢𝑠𝐡 Kitui County Commissioner Erastus Mbui says investigations are ongoing with security officers pursuing suspects linked to the attacks. He added that police are working closely with the General Service Unit to ensure those responsible are brought to justice. Mbui also appealed to the residents of Kitui County and neighboring Tana River County to remain calm and cooperate with security agencies.
Yale yalifanyika na pengine hatuwezi kurudisha majira nyuma, lakini ni ombi langu kwa jamii ambazo zinasosana kwa sasa waweke silaha chini. Labda tunaweza kuwa na machungu, lakini hata machungu yakiwa, kama tutalenga jamii, uwezekano ni mkubwa kwamba mwenye tutayefikia si yule ambaye alihusika katika haya mauaji.
More than 2,000 national identity cards remain uncollected in Juja, Kiambu County, raising concerns that many young people could miss out on voting in the next general election. Leaders from the Jubilee Party in Kiambu are now urging the Independent Election Boundaries Commission to extend the recently concluded mass voter registration exercise. Party officials say delays in processing identity cards are affecting many youths, particularly in the Mount Kenya region, limiting their ability to register as voters. They insist that every Kenyan has a constitutional right to vote and should be given a fair opportunity to do so. Residents who missed the exercise have been encouraged to visit IEBC sub-county offices for ongoing continuous voter registration. The government, through the Kerio Valley Development Authority, says it has invested 1.4 billion Kenyan shillings in socio-economic projects in West Pokot County over the past 4 years. Acting Managing Director Moses Kipchumba says the initiatives are improving livelihoods and promoting peace in border areas by expanding access to water. A newly launched solar-powered borehole in Kosholoi is expected to serve more than 5,000 households and nearly 10,000 livestock. Kerio Valley Development Authority adds that nearby schools will also benefit, helping to boost learner retention. Residents have welcomed the initiative, saying it will ease the burden of walking long distance in search of water.
Maji haya ni maji safi, ile imepimwa, imethibitishwa na ni mzuri kwa matumizi ya nyumbani, na kwa hivyo itasaidia sana katika ile kuimprove quality of water.
Watu ya Kosholoi tumefurahia sana kwa maana tulikuwa shida kwa maji, tuliumia kwa maji ya kuchota kwa mkono.
To business, where KCB Bank has unveiled a new mortgage product targeting Kenyans in the informal sector in a bid to boost affordable home ownership. The plan offers single-digit interest rates for SMEs, artisans, boda riders, gig workers, and digital content creators. Applicants must have operated their businesses for at least 2 years to qualify. Loan amounts will range from 1 million to 4 million shillings with repayment period of up to 15 years. KCB says the facility will rely on mobile money transactions, business records, and saving history rather than pay slips to assess borrowers. The bank adds that the product is designed to expand access to housing finance and support Kenya's affordable housing agenda.
For MSMEs and the informal sector players, home ownership represents stability, dignity, a store of value, and in many cases, a foundation upon which further economic activity can be built.
The RSF is not a subsidy. It's a market risk management instrument, one that aligns incentives between lenders, borrowers, and the broader economy. Our partnership with KCB ensures that, number one, this MSME mortgage product is competitive price, it's backed by stable long-term liquidity, and number three, it can be scaled nationally.
And elsewhere, stakeholders in Malindi have launched a 21-kilometer half marathon aimed at raising awareness on environmental challenges facing the coastal town. The race, scheduled for November 28, 2026, will run from Mambrui through River Sabaki and the Vasco da Gama Pillar before finishing at Malindi Marine Park in Kasurina. Organizers say the event is designed to highlight marine pollution, particularly plastic waste flowing into the ocean through River Sabaki. Progress Welfare Association Malindi chairperson Kate Mwikali says the marathon will bring together communities and stakeholders in efforts to protect the environment. Tourism players and security officials have pledged their support.
Stage that we have is the Mambrui Dunes. You know, that is the first lifeline, for natural infrastructure that protects us and also make sure that the water remains fresh. So that is our number one in Malindi, lifeline that actually protects us.
In sports, the Confederation of African Football's Safe Stadiums Initiative workshop has kicked off in Nairobi, bringing together 40 newly recruited safety and security officers for a 3-day training program. The workshop is being conducted by CAF in partnership with the Football Kenya Federation. FKF Acting CEO Dennis Gisheru says the training will help strengthen safety standards and guide the development of a comprehensive safety and security policy for local matches. Participants have welcomed the program, saying the skills gained will support preparation for future continental competitions, including the Africa Cup of Nations. Organizers say the initiative is aimed at ensuring matches are conducted in line with CAF regulations and international safety standards.
It's an important workshop for us to do today, based on the experience we had during CHAN from a safety and security perspective. I know we have a culture, and we have to keep on changing that culture through capacity building and workshops. Our people need to understand what they need to do during match days.
Safety of the players, safety of the CAF, VIP and the fans. So CAF has done very well. We've seen during CHAN, and our focus right now is on AFCON.
And that's it from the Eastleigh Voice News Desk. I'm Zainab Said.